Are you going to do will you do joys and concerns if we get any? So I don't have to look at my phone? Okay. Good morning. I'm giving you all just a minute to settle in. That's close enough. Good morning. My name's Martha Kirby, and I welcome you to Sunday morning services at the Unitarian. Let me start over. I welcome you to Sunday morning services at Unitarian Universalist Fellowship. A few housekeeping announcements before we begin. Please join me in silencing your cell phones. And please note that our services are streamed online and shared on YouTube channel as well. Please wait for and use a microphone when speaking so that our online audience can hear you. And please remember that you don't know who's listening, so be mindful of your words. I'm glad you've all chosen to be with us this morning. Our fellowship is lay-led, which means we put these things together on Sunday mornings and throughout the rest of the week and provide a variety of experiences and perspectives. Our speakers include leaders from other faith traditions and our UU faith. We currently have a consulting UU minister that speaks here once a month, maybe twice. And we also draw from our local community, our own members, as we are today, nonprofit and social justice organizations, the arts, academia, and more. We suggest you attend several times in order to truly see who we are. So please take a moment first to wave to our online members and friends who are joining us this morning. We love having you there. And take a moment to greet someone near you, maybe someone you don't know. I'm looking. Who do I don't know? We encourage you to stay after service for more questions, conversation, and refreshments. So before we get started, we ask our committee chairs or people that have sponsored events coming up to please come forward and briefly share on what might be coming up so we don't take too much time. We'll have a slide up here that you can read. You can also ask questions afterwards. And if you haven't signed up for our newsletter, there's a QR code in the foyer, and you can keep up to date all the time.
Good morning. Jill Vita for Sisterhood. We're meeting the first Friday of June, and I am not sure what the date is right now. But at 6:30, we'll come here for potluck and Sisterhood. And also, I just wanted to remind people that SUSE registration, the early bird registration, is over the 15th of May. So if you would like to go to SUSE, now is the time to register. And if you don't know what SUSE is, that is the Southeastern Unitarian Universalist Summer Institute, which takes place in Virginia at Roanoke, in Radford University every year, and it's a family camp. It's an intentional community of Unitarians from all over the country and the world for a week, and it's really a lot of fun. And so if you would like to go and you have questions about it, you can ask me, you can ask Paula, Lindsay.
Who else has been to SUSE?
So anyone who's raised their hand. And also, if you like baked goods by Chris Reed and myself, we bake all week. So come to Common Grounds for coffee and baked goods.
Yes. It really is a wonderful time. It's the second largest gathering of Unitarian Universalists in the country after General Assembly. So it's a good chance to connect and go out in nature and just have fun.
Hi everyone, Tay with RE. So next Sunday, May 17th, after service, we have the parent support group who will be meeting at the Oviedo Mall, the food court. And so parents and kids are welcome. It's a great group to just talk about things with like-minded individuals, the challenges, the joys, the just moments of parenting, why your kids have a safe place to be play while you guys talk. So that's next Sunday on the 17th. And then on May 30th, we are planning to have another Parents' Night Out. So that's where parents are encouraged to go out, build community together, and we will provide childcare for them in the back building. I believe we'll do it about 7 p.m. on May 30th. And then on June 5th, which is a Friday, we are going to plan a movie night for the whole congregation where we show The Princess Bride. So we'll have more information on that coming out soon. But that would be Friday, June 5th. Wait, that's also Sisterhood.
Sisterhood,
so
yes.
We'll look into that again. Sometime in June, either that's the following Saturday or maybe the next week or something. But in June, we're planning to do a movie night for The Princess Bride for everyone. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Janet, and first, well, today is Mother's Day, but Father's Day is right around the corner, and like last year, we will be doing a lay-led service for Father's Day. And this year, the theme is going to be what we inherit or have inherited from our fathers. It could be spiritual or emotional or practical skills or life lessons or memories. And so the idea is that we're going to be sharing these with the congregation. So if you'd like to participate as a speaker, let me know, and also I might be tapping some people too. So that's one thing. And the next announcement is that next week after the service, we'll have our next New Inquiring Minds session. And this next week's theme is going to be language and meaning. And we're going to look in particular at inclusive language and poetic language and seeing how they can reinforce each other or maybe exist in tension. So that is a topic for next week. Thank you.
Thank you. And now for our most important moment of today. Well, one of our most important moments. Let's settle into our shared sacred space and enjoy reflections on our mothers, those that we've honored with pictures, and you may think about the mothers that aren't mentioned here. And Patrick will play this for us. Lots of love in those photos, aren't there? Yeah. And for all the mothers that weren't mentioned that are held in our hearts, our immigrant mothers, our war-torn mothers in other countries, let's just hold those all in our hearts for a moment. And the carnations are associated with Mother's Day. You know, white is one thing, red is another, pink is another. I just like flowers. If you'd like to take a carnation on your way out, as many as you like, to remember your moms, whether they're with us or not. So my opening words this morning are a prayer for all who mother. We reflect in thanksgiving this day for all those whose lives have nurtured ours, the life-giving ones who heal with their presence, who listen in sympathy, who give wise advice, but only when asked for it. We are grateful for all of those who have mothered us, who have held us gently in times of sorrow, who celebrated with us our triumphs, no matter how small, who noticed when we changed and grew, who praised us for taking risks, who took genuine pride in our successes, and who expressed genuine compassion when we did not succeed. On this day that honors mothers, let us honor all mothers, men and women alike, who from somewhere in their being have freely and wholeheartedly given life and sustenance and vision to us. Dear God, Mother, Father of us all, grant us life-giving ways, strength for birthing, and a nurturing spirit that we may take attentive care of our world, our communities, and those precious beings entrusted to us by biology, or by destiny, or by friendship, fellowship, or fate. Give us the heart of a mother today. Amen. And thank you, Victoria Weinstein. And for opening music this morning, something new and different, I'll let Janet, our choir director, come up and share with you. Yes.
Yeah, so we're doing something a little different. We will be singing a series of songs, kind of a cycle, and we're going to be asking you to sing along with us for most of them. We're going to start with 1061 in the Teal hymnal, and then go all the way through to 1073. So what we're going to do for opening music is we're singing two hymns back to back. We're going to directly from one into the next, and we will lead you, and we'll have some drumming with us, and yeah, and then we will be singing for you for the interlude, and then for the closing we'll be doing exactly the same thing, singing two hymns back to back with the drumming. And also when we sing the two hymns, we're going to repeat the first one twice. Because it's really short, and to give you a chance to catch on, we'll do the first one twice, and the second one has verses to it. Okay, so that said, just a word about the music. These are earth chants, and they're either drawn from or inspired by Native American tradition. And so taken together, they form an arc, I think, which may intersect with the arc of the service. And that is, they are in the beginning about attunement with Mother Earth, or we can think of with any other. And then in the interlude, we'll be talking about the new life that brings forth. And then in the closing, it's a kind of a conscious stepping into responsibility. So that's the arc of the music, and it might intersect with the other arc of the service. So that said, we'll sing.
Sometimes it feels like we need a traffic director. No, this goes first. That was fun. And thank you for members of our new drum circle that's starting once a month or so. Check in with Jill if you have some rhythm, or even if you don't, she can probably work with that. All right, our chalice lighter this morning, we get a double your pleasure, with Luna and Stella. They are 4 and 6, and they are very happy to have painted some pottery. Did you paint it yourselves? That's exciting. Teamwork is always a plus. In the light of truth and the warmth of love, we gather to seek, to sustain, and to share. And our fellowship's affirmation: love is the spirit of this church, and service is its gift. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek truth in love, and to help one another. Ours is a spiritual community where we find and forge connection. We trust in the strength of our mutual support to heighten joys and lessen sorrows. Please come forward to share briefly as you are moved. And remember, we are streaming, so please be mindful with your words. I have a joy that this month we are supporting the ACLU, and that they are helping preserve our rights. And if you want to learn more, come to the League of Women Voters this Wednesday, hear about voter suppression. I'm sure that lawsuit is big. And I apologize for being a little political.
My joy is that I went to my dance. I went to my dance recital, and Tay came. And my other joy is that I'm officially 7.
Good morning. I just want to share my joy that on Friday my townhouse has closed. But just a little bit of backstory as to why this is such a great cause for celebration for me. In March, a fantastic little dream home just kind of dropped itself in front of me. And I did something then that you really shouldn't do, and I put an offer on that house before I had listed my townhouse. So it's been a little bit stressful, but everything went really, really smooth. And I did sell the townhouse in 2 weeks, which was great. Got it cleaned up and sold it. And thanks to my wonderful realtor. And it closed on Friday. And this, to me, was just such a daunting, huge task. But it really went really, really well. So I'm pleased to tell you that. Yeah, thank you.
My joy is that it's Mother's Day.
So I have a joy which might sound like a concern, but it's actually a joy, and that is, first of all, as we said, I think last week or the week before, my mother-in-law sadly passed away, but they had a traditional funeral instead of a celebration of life. So we went there. They had it pretty much right away. We went there last weekend for the funeral, and it was just an amazing time. I think Gary really appreciated it too. The funeral was so well put together. My mother-in-law had spent years thinking about how it would be, and it just was one of the best services I've been to. And then the reception, and afterwards we even had she loved to play cards. We had a memorial card game in her honor. And then we met, and then all the family was there for the first time in 30 years, and I got to meet people I didn't meet. And so it was a wonderful and meaningful occasion, and I'm just really happy about that.
That's very nice, yes.
My joy mine Tay, but my joy echoes Joe's. I got to go to her dance recital last night. I got to hang out with Gaga, Pat, and Anna, and Eva in the audience, and it was really special, especially because I danced for about 14 years. So it was something I grew up doing, and it was something I really enjoyed getting to share the love with again. So.
I have a joy that it's also not only Mother's Day, but it's also Nurses Week this week. So thank a nurse like Jill or anyone else that you know. Remember them because they take care of people. They need to be remembered. No one really says much about it. Okay, so take care of them.
Last night was one of our auction parties. Martha and I hosted a game night, word game night, Scrabble and Upwards and Boggle. We have some very smart people in this congregation. Now, Leela and I play Upwards on a regular basis, and we think we are good at it. However, we discovered that there's some other people who are fantastic at it. And Bettina and Gary whooped us, but we had such a good time. And other people were playing Boggle, and their knowledge of so many different things. I was so impressed by everybody. And we had lots and lots of goodies. I think Summer made it to coffee hour today after. But what a good time, and I thank Martha for having us. It's fun.
It was fun. It was fun. And thank you for all those joys and concerns that were shared and those that are still in our hearts. Let's just take a moment to reflect. And now it's time for all ages.
Hi, everyone. It's been a while since I did Time for All Ages up here. Last year, on Father's Day, I presented a Time for All Ages on the attributes I got from my father. But I didn't do the Time for All Ages on Mother's Day. So when I realized I would be the one speaking today, I was super excited with you to be able to share all about my mom with you all. Except when I sat down to write this, I kept getting stuck. I kept coming up blank. And as the daughter of a writer, and as the daughter of a talker, finding words is usually pretty much my strong suit. And up until last night, when I started kind of panicking because I didn't have anything down that I would be proud to share of myself to you and for my mom when I eventually show her, I realized why I was struggling so much putting into words about my mom. With my dad, there are very clear moments I can point to that I can attribute to him. My humor, my nerdiness, even the way I look. As you saw, I look nothing like my mom. The reason I struggled so much with my mom is that I couldn't put into words the person who has always been so present in my life. How do you articulate the love and support of a mom who has always shown up? Who not only went to every dance recital and theater performance, but would go to the same dance recital and theater performance 3 to 4 times in a row, so you always had someone in the audience there for you. Someone who made sure you always had the best birthdays and the best costumes because she knew they mattered to you. Someone who supported your wildest dreams, no matter how out there they were. Someone whose biggest fear is disappointing her kids. Someone who was there for each major event, heartbreak, friendships starting, friendships ending, award ceremonies, and graduation. And most of all, someone who loves you through it all. I know I'm very fortunate that this is the relationship I have with my mom. And I know others have more complicated relationships with their moms. But I would like everyone to take the time and think about their favorite thing about their mom. Something you've learned from them, or your favorite memory, or your favorite attribute. Or if you are a mom, you can share what being a mom has meant to you. If you raise your hand, I will bring the mic over and you can share about your mom. Does anyone have anything they would like to share?
When I was an adult and living on my own, if I came across a problem and I didn't know how to handle it, I would call Mom. And guess what? She always had the right answer. And it didn't take her long to come up with it either.
Does anyone else, any ages?
My mom knew how to be silly. And she liked to rhyme things. And I have inherited rhyme disease from her. And if you said something like, "Oh, me," she'd go, "Oh, me, bread and tea. If I were you, I wouldn't be me." Or any other, "Ho-hum, bread and gum. If I were dead, I wouldn't be dumb." Just, if you said something, she was sure to rhyme it. And she taught me to enjoy writing, rhyming. And when I was little, I was in the garden, and I said something, and my mom said, "Oh, you wrote a poem. I'm going to write it down and save it. I'm going to call them Little Linda poems." And it made me feel so important. And it was we were planting flower seeds, and she said that my poem was, "Come up, little brown seeds, stay down there, weeds." And it was so cool that she wrote it down and made me feel important.
Anyone else?
Hi, I'm Mallory. My mom absolutely loves to read. So does her mom, and her mom loved to read, and her mom loved to read. And when my great-grandmother passed away a few years ago, my mom inherited her Kindle. And so she's been reading through the books that her grandmother read. And I absolutely love to read too. And it's so fun seeing Addie picking up the love to read. That's generational. In fact, a few times over the past few weeks, after bedtime, I've walked by Addie's room and she's snuck the lamp on and is staying up to read. And I keep joking that she comes by it very honestly through generations of readers.
I have one from online. I'm going to just say it back here so I can keep moving. This is from Marissa. It says, "My mom is one of the kindest people I know. And this is something she always shared. She said, 'Kill them with kindness, as you never know what someone is going through.'"
So it took me a minute to figure out what I could share about my mom without crying, because my mom and I have always been really, really close. Like we've been like each other's best friends through a lot of stuff. And it's hard because she's in Germany and she's turning 80 this month and I can't be there and that's killing me. But so I decided, okay, let me share the fun stuff. So one of my favorite things about my mom is that she has always had an ability to make everything fun, even when things are going bad. So two of my favorite memories with my mom is when things have gone wrong. So, and we've just laughed through the whole thing. So one is we used to camp a lot, poor man's vacations. And so there was one year that we went camping and like we forgot the most essential things. We forgot matches, we forgot a flashlight. Not only that, but we get to the campground and it's pouring rain. And we got there at night. Brilliant, it's brilliant. So we're setting up our tent in the pouring rain, in the dark, and we're laughing the whole time at how ridiculous the whole thing was. We're soaked, we're like a couple of wet rats, and we had the best time. So that was life with my mom. And my other favorite memory, when things went wrong, is she had problems with her back. So there was one time she had thrown out her back, was in terrible pain, couldn't stand up straight all the way. And I should say, like, my parents divorced when I was young, so it was single mom. It was just me and my mom. And so I had to help her get to the bathroom. And the only way we could do it was she had to walk, like, bent in half just about. And I'm walking in the same position, holding on, like, to each other's shoulders like this, and, like, shuffling along, And we start laughing at how ridiculous this is. And of course, then we had to stop because now her back hurts because we're laughing. And so it's the whole like giggling hysterically, ow, stop, that hurts, and then giggling some more. It still is my mom. So anyway, that's what I wanted to share.
So my mother is about the antithesis of the ideal mother. So it made it really difficult to get Mother's Day cards, for example. But so I'm not going to go through her whole list of traits, but she was extremely controlling and domineering and other things. However, I will say that one of her strengths was that if she wanted you to do something, you would do it, whether you wanted to or not. And there were 2 times in my life she absolutely almost forced me to do something that I would never have chosen to do, and I absolutely did not want to do at all. And both times were completely transformative moments for me and made my life much, much better. And so it just goes to show you that, all types have a role to play.
The family came back from Japan around 1952. I must have been around 9, and I had no real skills since I'd been overseas in playing Little League. And so Little League was available, and for those that didn't have a lot of skills, they created a B League, but they didn't have enough coaches. And so they weren't going to be able to do it. So Mother stepped to the plate and became a coach. She knew nothing about any of this, but I gathered some baseball skills that year because of my mom.
Hello, everyone. I'm Paula, and 2 years ago, I lost my mom to pancreatic cancer. But everything that I am as a person is because of her. Empathetic, and always said the golden rule in the house: treat others the way you want to be treated. That was always very important to her. She was also my best friend and biggest supporter in life. And when she got sick, she said, don't treat me any different. Treat me how you normally would. So I said, would you like me to argue with you? She was very particular. I remember one time she was like working out in the living room and a picture was crooked and she stopped mid-workout just to fix the painting. So I miss her all the time, and getting advice from her, because she always just knew the right things to say. Very validating, always on my side, so I love that, of course. And so I know there's other people in here that have lost moms, so I'm sending love to all you all as well. And I mean, that's my mom. I don't have anything else to say. Thank you.
My mom was a daughter of the Depression, as many of yours might have been. And luckily for her, she learned skills through that from her mother. But my mother was also a person who worked when women didn't. Usually she was one of the rare ones, and she had a full-time job with a drug, let me correct that, a pharmaceutical company. So she worked 5 days a week, and I'm the oldest of 4, so she also had that to deal with. But I remember she knew how to take apart a couch and reupholster it, which she did because we couldn't afford a new one, so she just kept covering it. She didn't make slip covers, she reupholstered it. She made pleater drapes like the ones you see up here in the front across a long front living room that we had by hand, put all those little hooks that go in there and make the pleats. Made a lot of our clothes and had a full-time job and never complained and got dressed up and looked, I thought, beautiful every time she went to work. My brother used to watch her when he was like 4 or 5 getting ready for work. And he would just sit on the bed and watch her get dressed. And he said, Mom, when you walk in, do they clap for you? And if they didn't, they should have.
So my mom and I had a complicated relationship, to say the least. But we used to like to play jokes on each other. So one year she got me this, I was never allowed to have sweets, so one year she got me this candle that looked like a cherry tart, and she woke me up and told me that was what I had for breakfast. So I was sitting there trying to stab this candle, and she was rolling on the floor laughing. So years later, I was at college, and I saw a rock that looked like a potato. So I put it in the bin with all the other potatoes. I came home from school and my mother said, I had a potato in those so long, it got petrified.
Any last ones?
It's me. So, my mom's right here. Hi, Mom. Okay. So, I'm predominantly ad-libbing this because I didn't really think about specifics. But the two things I did think about was, growing up with like a bunch of like medical issues and disability and all of that, my mom homeschooled my brother and I for like pretty much from like kindergarten, middle school, high school, all through that, which I like really appreciate. I'm not good at talking at all. And so we got to do like basic curriculum stuff, but also like really interesting extracurricular stuff like Latin, other language stuff, pretty much whatever you wanted. There's that aspect of like her heavily influencing like me, like seeing something that I want to learn about, and then just figuring out how to go out and learn like pretty much anything. There's kind of that kind of influencing in things like creativity and my love of learning things overall. Another thing is my love of reading. Definitely came from her. So much that my name Kendra comes from my favorite book series. That heavily. So, thank you, Mom, for that.
You're welcome.
There's even one time where I was rereading that book series for like the third, fourth time, and I got through the like 300 and something page book in an evening. Yeah, and I was reading it like nonstop. Like I remember like walking up to the counter or the dinner table, like my face in the book, like not even looking up at all. I'm like, hey, and I'm just not looking up. I'm just completely engrossed in the book. So there's that. And the third thing is, no, as younger, I think it was from the ages like 15 to 18. I was on a swim team because growing up, I loved swimming, like a lot. Because with my physical disability, swimming was sort of like a medium between like able-bodied people and me, where I could be like on more even footing, so to speak. Even footing, no quote, no pun. Well, pun kind of intended. Even floating. Ali quoted that. That was Ali. So I was on first the recreational team for a year, and then one coach at I think 4. One coach who was my favorite coach, Mike. My first day with him, in the middle of practice, he looks at me, points, with everyone else looking, and says, "You'd be good for the competitive team," in front of everyone. And then from that point forward, for the next 2 years, I was a competitive swimmer, and I have like a bunch of ribbons from meets and stuff and pictures. And that was probably, overall, I would consider some of the best years of my life, was being on that team. And other than like medical issues that came up, I had to kind of drop out of the team because it was age capped at 18. But if it didn't have a cap, I would almost certainly still be on it. But that was awesome. And also,
thank you, Mom.
Yeah, and some other stuff, and other stuff that I don't have time for.
Thank you, Tay.
Thank you to everyone who shared. Oops, sorry. And if Mom, when you watch this, remember I did this and Stephen didn't.
Oh, for your mom. Rivalries are always there with us. Thank you. It's now time for our interlude and offering. Your contributions are a tangible commitment to the mission of this congregation and to our Share the Plate partner, who, as I mentioned earlier, is the ACLU, currently working on multiple fronts, including voter suppression, to protect the rights of all guaranteed by our Constitution. So while the baskets are passed, our choir will join each other in singing on the dusty earth drum. This one is not for you. let's sing our children out. We have a few here today celebrating moms. We love you and bless you and send you on your way. We love you and bless you today and every day. It's my pleasure this morning to welcome Paula Despang, a member of this fellowship for many years, to share her love for and commitment to the Mother Earth, the earth and soil that nourishes our community in so many ways.
And it's kind of a two-part thing, so bear with me. And you're going to be late getting to lunch. Bear with me. Hello, sisters and brothers. It's Mother's Day, and we honor our mothers and our grannies and our aunties and our sisters and everyone else in our lives who stands in those places when we need them. Everyone. Their love, compassion, generosity, and grace help us every day, even when they've left us here. They make our lives. I salute you, one and all. Mother's Day invites people to honor the women who nurtured, protected, and sustained them through life. Flowers are offered. Yes, we've got some here. Meals are shared, memories are recalled, and gratitude briefly rises to the surface of ordinary consciousness. Beneath lies a deeper recognition. Human life depends entirely on care received from something larger than oneself. In this sense, Mother's Day can also remind us that the earth itself is our original mother. Before birth, every person is nourished within the body of a mother. Food, warmth, oxygen, and protection are given without a thought. Then, even after birth, our survival depends on ongoing support and relationship. The earth performs this same maternal role on a vast scale. Every breath depends on forests, oceans, and living ecosystems to provide us with oxygen. Every meal comes from soil and sunlight and rain and countless forms of life all working together. Every atom in our bodies originated on the earth long before we were born. We are not separate from nature, but one expression of it. Well, one expression, and yet each of us is unique. That's pretty cool. Many ancient cultures understood this naturally. Indigenous traditions throughout the world spoke of Mother Earth as a living presence deserving of gratitude and respect. In India, that mother was Bhumi Devi, a sustaining goddess, sustaining mother goddess. In ancient Greece, Gaia represented the living earth itself. These traditions recognized that human beings exist through relationship with the natural world, not apart from it. Modern society often forgets this dependence. Technology can create the illusion that food comes from stores and water from faucets, and electricity comes from wires, rather than from the ecological systems that must remain healthy to support life. Mother's Day offers a symbolic opportunity to remember the source beneath the convenience. The comparison also carries moral meaning. Most people would consider it wrong to exploit or poison their mother. Yet humanity often treats the earth this way through pollution, environmental destruction, and unsustainable consumption. Seeing the earth as mother transforms ecology from an abstract political issue into a relationship of gratitude and responsibility. It's all there. And on an even deeper level, recognizing the earth as mother can change how we experience ourselves. Breathing becomes participation in a living planetary system. Eating becomes an exchange with sunlight, soil, and water. The body itself is understood as borrowed material, temporarily organized in human form. Gratitude naturally grows when we see how completely life depends on this interconnection. Mother's Day, therefore, points beyond family celebration alone. It reminds us that life is received before it is achieved. Every human being is sustained first by a biological mother and ultimately by the earth herself. To honor motherhood fully may require expanding our gratitude outward until it includes the entire living world that nourishes us all. Yeah, like that. So, that said, we're going to do something we've never done in this congregation. We're going to have dirt communion. And if you remembered to bring dirt, I know that we talked about this some before this, but I don't know how many people remembered all of that. And if you didn't, that's fine. I've got a bowl full of dirt that I picked up out there under one of the trees. And I brought some compost from my compost pile at home, the good stuff. I've been composting for more than 30 years. A bunch more than 30 years. So anyway, and I brought some manure because I know where the horses play. And I collected up some of the coffee grounds from in the kitchen this morning so that we can put that in there too. And I'm going to need to know, who are the gardeners on this property? There you are. I see you. I see you, Larry. I see you, Peter. Who else? Okay. So I want you to think well about the plants that are around us here today and decide where we're going to put this mix once I get it mixed. Meanwhile, come on up and help me put stuff in the dish. Any way you like, it's a small crowd. Any way you like, you may do it. Walk up when it's convenient. Have fun. And we're going to put it in here. So grab whatever it is you want to mix with.
All right, little handful.
Little handful.
That first because there's a drainage. Go ahead.
Okay.
Put some coffee grounds. There we go.
I know. Okay, look at you. And while that's happening, I'm going to read you some stuff that I found on the internet. Perfect. Barbara remembered and brought dirt from home. You know, the oldest stories tell us that we came from the dust, and to dust we will return. But dirt? Ew. That's different. Dust is fine, often even sterile. Dirt, on the other hand, is made up of messier things. Dirt is mostly bits of weathered rock broken down to dust, and clay and sand. But the most important part of dirt, and what keeps it from being just bits of clay and dust and sand, is life and death, organic material from dead things like leaves and roots and bugs and, yes, larger animals too, make up the actual good stuff in dirt. Nothing would grow in bits of sand and clay and dust without the organic matter from once living things. As they decay and break down, they release vital nutrients and make up what we call soil. And living creatures in that soil play another important roles. Animals like moles and earthworms move dirt around, putting air and more organic matter. The scientific name, wait a minute. Oh yeah, poop. They put that into the dirt too and go about their business, tunneling and growing under our feet. And we sort of don't like all this messiness. We can accept that we came from dust and that we'll go back to it. Ashes too, no, not a problem. That sounds so symbolic, but dirt is just common. And all that messy stuff that makes dirt makes us a little uncomfortable. Maybe because it was drilled into us from the time we were babies not to get dirty. Anyone here ever get in trouble for coming in from playing with dirty hands and feet? And your clothes got all filthy and you were told to stay clean because we were going to church in a little while? Uh-huh. So I saw you smiling over there. I know you've been there. Well, and then, what does it mean, all of you parents? What does it mean if you show up someplace and your child is dirty? See, some people think that child had fun. Other people think that mother's only half-baked mom.
Probably got some work.
And dirt means more than just mud or dust. We say someone has a white-collar job if they don't get dirty while they work, and a brown-collar job if they do. Guess which one gets paid more? We say dirty diapers and soiled clothing when we mean stuff is so yucky we don't even want to go into the details. If someone has a dirty mouth, a dirty mind, or dirty hands, that means they've said something, thought something, or done something wrong. And if you have the dirt on somebody, that means you know what they did. And if you dish the dirt, that means you tell what you know, exposing them as unclean. These words reflect a deep discomfort with dirt and soil. Maybe we could do some work around that. The moral value of dirt. Our shared hunter-gatherer ancestors might be rolling in their graves to hear how uncomfortable we are. But the Victorian part of our shared American culture is happy with our strange psychological resistance to dirt. We need to get comfortable as a pig in mud with dirt. You see, dirt needs us to get over this whole obsession with clean thing. There's only a few feet of dirt on the whole earth. You don't have to dig down very far before you hit sand or solid rock. And yet, every terrestrial plant, from moss and ferns to potatoes and carrots, from dandelions and roses to kale and blackberries, from apple trees to the giant redwoods, it all depends on dirt. It's been called the ecstatic skin of earth, and yet we treat it like dirt. And sometimes even spray it with pesticides and drench it with antibacterial chemicals that will kill the parts of the soil that make it alive. But we could change all that. We just need a new story. We know the old story about dirt, not the one from so far back that it said people came from it, or its cleaner first cousin dust, but the one we heard from the cradle about how dirt is bad. What about the new stories? You see, scientists are still learning. This is what they do. It's fun for them. And they are learning right now that dirt is good for us, not just while it grows our food or holds down our tree roots, but good for us like sunshine, water, and vitamins. It turns out that kids who get dirtier when they play have less allergies and less asthma. True story. If you ever see a toddler eating dirt when you put them down outside, wait a minute, do people still put their kids down on the floor outside? They do? Sometimes? Okay. All of y'all? Okay. I knew I could count on you. And then these babies are playing there. It turns out that tiny bits of ancient dead creatures in the soil create something called endotoxin that, when ingested, mostly accidentally these days. Stimulate our immune system. You know it lives in our gut, where food goes, or dirt if you eat it, in a way that our human blueprint seems programmed to accept. And who here loves gardening? Not just the products from it, but just the process. The process. Digging that dirt. Ooh, and how many wear gloves when you do it? I never do, and when I get done, and I go back in the house, I'm like, ooh, filthy nails, should have worn gloves, but I never do. We're finding out now that exposure to dirt actually increases your serotonin levels because dirt has something in it that is a natural antidepressant. So dirt really can make us happier and healthier. It's good for us, like church. We have some nice communions in this denomination. We don't all truck with transubstantiation, where bread and wine are turned into the flesh and blood of Christ. But we can all agree that water communion and flour communion and bread communion, well, they're just so nice. Aren't they nice? Well, everybody comes together and brings something to share and feels so religious. And they're beautiful and lovely and meaningful in our faith. But it's time that we lead the way, as the heretics Unitarians are, in creating the dirt communion. Dirt happens. We know that dirt is what happens when you live a life joyfully, voraciously, and authentically. When you're too busy cooking food and loving people and dancing and making things to keep every corner spotless. I'm not saying that you should leave it messy enough to plant corn in the corners, but it doesn't have to be spotless like an operating room either. We knock it off our shoes, we wash it off our faces, we sweep it off the floors, but it's a part of us, and it should be. It's too powerful a thing to forget or dismiss. Dirt is foundational. The readier we are to put down roots and to grow and to bloom and to go to seed, the more we need dirt. We are a faith that says, come, whoever you are. Bring your imperfection. Bring your truest, authentic self. Bring your dirt. We've all got it. It's part of what makes us whole human beings. Today, some of you have brought a little bit of your dirt. I brought mine. It may be from your garden, or your favorite playground, or your favorite hiking trail, maybe from the resting place of someone or something that you loved. There's power in all that. I want to invite you now to share the dirt of this community. If you want to take any of it home, you may, after I'm done. And then the rest of it is going to go to the people who take care of the plants around this building. And the knowledge that we are, all of us, imperfect, but come together in communities of grace, we bless this dirt. In the belief that we humans share an origin and a common destiny, we bless this dirt. In a sustaining faith in human redemption and growth, we bless this dirt. In the wisdom of science that tells us dirt is an important part of our health and happiness, we bless this dirt. In understanding that all living creatures are connected and have a right to healthy soil, we bless this dirt. In hopes that we all continue to grow together in mind, body, and spirit, we bless this dirt. Thank you.
I am not a gardener, but thank you for confirming that keeping things sterile and so perfectly clean all the time is not in your best interest, which is something that I have always believed. And, yes, let's just stop there.
She doesn't have any family members here to rat her out.
No one that was there last night. We kept the lights down low. No. Thank you, Paula. And what a wonderful metaphor for it. It's so much a part of our lives. It is everywhere. I love and foundational. Thank you. Thank you. Let's extinguish this flame. Join me with those words. We extinguish this flame, not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. And for our closing music, we are going to wind up with 2 more of our beautiful earth chants and invite you to sing along.
Remembering making mud pies.
Yes.
She will take care of us if we help take care of her. Yes. I have a lot of choices for closing words today, and what a wonderful time it's been to spend with you. May the love that gives to life its beauty, the reverence that gives to life its sacredness, and the purposes that give to life its deep significance be strong within each of us and lead us into ever deepening relationships with all of life. May it be so. Thank you, George Brooks. And now grab your dirt, grab a carnation, and grab some refreshments. And happy Mother's Day.
Disconnect me from the internet and I'll tell you all a good story about mothers.